See, what Donald Duck doesn't realize is he's not just damaging America's politics, he's actually damaging white America's reputation around the world. Because for centuries, black folks have been out here trying to clean up that image. We've been the bridge, right? The reason why people in Africa and the Caribbean and South America and even Europe still gave America a chance because they saw us. They saw our soul. They saw our music. They saw our forgiveness and our strength. And they said, if those people can still love America after everything it's done to them, maybe America isn't all that bad. Black people humanized this country, right? We softened how the world saw white people through our grace, through our creativity and our endurance. We made America look civilized. We made it look like progress was possible. But then Trump came along and he ripped that mask off, right? He's exposing the same hate and the greed and the cruelty that we've been warning about for generations. Now the world sees it live and unfiltered, the arrogance, the racism, the authoritarianism, all of it on full display. While black people were out here trying to build bridges, Trump's been out here burning them down. While we were trying to heal the image of white America, he's been proving every stereotype right. That power corrupts, that whiteness unchecked turns violent, that America's greatness was built on domination, not democracy. So now the world ain't just looking at us like the victims anymore. They're looking at y'all like the threat. And that's the irony in all of this. For centuries, we've carried the burden of proving America had humanity. Now, Trump's making the world question if it ever did.
You know, one of the best things that has happened thus far from all of this is that we now get to see who we live amongst. We now get to see who we call our neighbors. We now get to see who we have been attending church with all these years. We now get to see the underbelly of this country. We get to see if a certain group of people do not come out and fight, what happens in this country. I said, God, you are so strategic. God is so strategic. Everything that God does, remember, it's for a reason and a purpose. Basically, black people has been staying home. And you see what happened when black people stay home and mind their business. The country literally is collapsing. Because, yes, you're going to say, oh, yeah, because we are not rioting. Because everything that we do, they blame it on us. And now they have nobody to blame. The people who are fighting don't know what to do. Even the people who are inflicting the pain don't know what to do. So they're getting crazier because they want to agitate people. They want to agitate black people to come out of their house because their plan is not going the way they want it to go. Black people staying home has thrown a monkey wrench in their plan and they don't know what to do. But now we all get to see who we live amongst. We see the new Republican Party. We are full of racist banter. It's just disgusting. And these are people who are going to churches on Sunday. So now we get to see who we are going to church with and worshiping with and calling and claiming we're calling God with. We see now the pedophiles. We see it's like a revealing. The masks have fallen off. It's a big revelation. America has been revealed to the world. And that's why I'm like, God, everything you do is for a purpose. Because if we did not listen, all of this would have still remained hidden. But God.
America is learning a hard lesson right now. For decades, black Americans were blamed for everything. Crime, protest, division. But now that many are stepping back, the country looks lost. No strategy, no unity, and no real resistance. Trump's presidency didn't just change politics. It exposed why black Americans have always mattered. So let's get some more reactions. Then I'll come back with more commentary, all right? Let's dive into it.
And you know, this morning when I was reading, I remember it was, I think in Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10, when God says, fear not, be not dismayed. Basically, God is saying, I got you, my people. I'm telling you, if we did not listen, we would not realize how bad the situation in this country is. We would not realize. Now people are questioning, do I want to stay living in a place like this? White people want black people out of the country, and look, black people basically took themselves out of the country, and the country's falling apart without us. So now you're getting a glimpse of if black people mind their business, this is what happens. It's just sad, and it is sad because this country is such a great country, but look at Babylon collapsing right in front of our eyes. Nebuchadnezzar falling, and the people that were supposed to be worshiping God as idolize Nebuchadnezzar. But God, Father, I thank you, because at the end of the day, you can only pretend for so long, but everything will come. The truth always come to light. Anyway, y'all, have a blessed day. And as the scriptures say, fear not, be not dismayed. Oh my God, man, God is good.
Y'all want to know what angers me? A poll was just recently released that highlighted Americans now view Joe Biden as a better president than Donald Trump. That Joe Biden did a better job than what Donald Trump is currently doing. And why that just upsets me to the highest degree is because we as the American people have got to start seeing clearly when it matters the most. Not after the fact. Not after a decision has been made. Because I've watched countless people lambast about how they couldn't relate to Kamala, but you knew who Donald Trump was. Joe Biden was too old, but you knew his character. And you knew Donald Trump's character. And you still voted for Donald Trump. Or you chose to sit out the election to prove what point I'm still trying to understand. But here we are, a year and some change later, far worse than where we were back in 2024. We now have federal agencies killing American people. We have the innocent being deported and snatched up, who their only crime, I guess, is crossing the border illegally, but other than that, have been productive citizens of this nation. We got 5-year-olds being detained by ICE. The president putting tariffs on everybody, the rule of law being completely disregarded, and now we've finally come to our senses? It's too late.
Here's something that a lot of Americans are going to have a hard time accepting and understanding. Donald Trump has destroyed America. America is over, at least as we remember and understand it. The United States as a country will continue to exist, but it'll be different. All of us have grown up in a world where America was the dominant global superpower. We were the leading light of democratic nations. Our president was the leader of the free world. Our currency was a global reserve currency. And this doesn't really come from any sort of formal designation. I mean, we're very rich and powerful, but it came from a general belief that we were the leading country. And that's gone now. It's been destroyed. It took Donald Trump less than 100 days to destroy it. The coalition of nations that formed around us because we were a powerful democracy and treat us as their leader, they're breaking away. Even Canada has broken away from us. Europe has broken away from us. We appear to be most friendly with dictatorships like Russia. They're small and weak and poor. It's ironic given how people treated Biden's presidency as unendurable, but I think we'll look back to it as the last moment that America was the America we grew up in. Nobody trusts us now. They look at us as unstable, as potentially corrupt, as unwilling to follow the rules that govern ourselves, much less everyone else. They look at us as dangerous. We could turn on them, impose tariffs. We could even attack them militarily, even our allies. We could try to annex their territories. No one has any reason to think of us as anything but a potential threat. America derived a lot of its authority from its reputation as the world's intellectual center, the center of all of the leading universities, the companies where people did research, where people changed the world. But Donald Trump is destroying those universities. He's destroying our medical research, our scientific research, our technical research. Those people are leaving the country. They're going somewhere else. And so the world's going to leave us behind. Why wouldn't they? We're a nation where our leader just yammers on and on about how America is going to bully everyone into line, but they don't want to work with us. They want to leave us to rot and look after themselves. As an American, it's incredibly depressing because it all happened for nothing. It's because Donald Trump is motivated by nothing but grievance and stupidity. No larger policy objectives was served. This is all about, I guess, punishing trans people and hurting immigrants for no reason other than to see them get hurt. And for that, we've destroyed a country that was a leader among nations in so many ways. We could have led the world, and we did for a long time, but Donald Trump has proven that we can't and we don't deserve to. And each and every one of us is going to pay the price for that eventually.
Dear America, take a look around at what we've become. You think I'm going to say because of Trump, but I'm not. Look at what we were before Trump. Fat, rich, and proud. We hold more people in cages than any other country in the world, mostly black and brown. Our police with its knee on the neck of black America. Our military with its knee on the neck of the world. We are not who we say we are. We say all men are created equal, but we forgot to invite the black community to the table. We have stolen and stolen and stolen from them, but we never pay back. But you know what? Payback is here. And I promise you, whatever it would have cost us to do right by them, 40 acres and a mule, reparations, this payback is going to be way more expensive until we finally cough up what we owe to the very people who built it all in the first place.
Watching Donald Trump literally tear down the White House is very symbolic. A White House that was originally built by black slaves, might I add. For years, the propaganda has been pushed that black people were going to destroy America, that black people were uncivilized, that our culture was literally steeped in destruction. And now we are sitting in real time in 4K watching a white man completely destroy America. But one thing it does do is allows for the propaganda to now be unveiled as the lie that it has always been. But just like the original White House was built by black folks, when they destroy this country as you know it, black folks will be the ones to rebuild and lead the next one.
Trump's presidency, whether you support him or not, has exposed how fragile America is when the communities that carried the moral fight step back. It exposed how much the country has relied on black Americans to be the conscience, the resistance, the cultural leaders, and the political catalyst. For generations, black Americans have been blamed for everything. Every protest was called violent, every movement was called divisive, and every demand for equality was labeled as playing the race card. But now when black Americans step back, suddenly the country feels lost, and people are now realizing something they never wanted to admit, that black Americans have always been the engine of change in America. Think about history. The civil rights movement didn't just happen by accident. It was led by black Americans who are tired of injustice. The Voting Rights Act, desegregation, all that came because black communities organized, marched, and forced the country to confront its conscience. Even modern protests, social justice conversations, and political shifts have often started with black voices. They push the conversations forward even when the rest of the country is uncomfortable. But now black Americans are saying, we warned you, we tried, and we are tired. And suddenly, everyone looks lost. People don't know how to protest effectively, and they don't know how to pressure the government. The same people who mock black activism are now realizing that activism was a backbone of American democracy, We've all seen when other groups have tried to protest or push back, the country sees confusion, a lack of unity, and lack of direction. It's like people are now realizing that protest isn't just about anger, it is strategy, leadership, and history. This moment is uncomfortable for America because it forces the country to know that black Americans were never the problem. They were stabilizers, They were the ones constantly pushing the country to live up to its own promises. That's why when they step back, the cracks are now showing. Now the world is watching, and people are starting to admit that black culture, black activism, black political influence, and black leadership have shaped America more than any textbook will do. The music, the language, the fashion, the movements, the voting blocks, black Americans have been at the center of it all. And when they pull back, even slightly, the impact is felt nationwide. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.